Hello everyone and welcome back to Endzone. What we're looking at here is not natural fertilization. Absolutely not. I'm not intending to use Madeline or Xenia that are lying on the fields here as fertilizers, even though it might be nice. No, but they died with the big epidemic that we had in the last episode. And yeah, well, in this case here, we do have lots of work ahead of us, and let's get cracking. Number one that I would like to do is continue with our expedition. So we had the doctor's office here in the last episode as one of our big expeditions that we had. Our first one, we have 40 rations at the moment available. 2 scouts would be available as well here for some for the next one. Let's send another scout to this ruin here that we have, and then we have something here, a combined harvester. With that we could also have a new expedition. Chief, this is a scout on the line. I found an old vehicle at the destination that might have some resources for us. Let's go ahead. It doesn't need any kind of badge or something like that, and we can just take people that we have. Of course we should be careful who we choose here, because some of them have more important jobs than others, and in that case here that we have some scrap collectors. We have enough scrap, so let's go with them. 3 should be fine. Let's take the rations that we need for let's say 7 action, let's say 6 action points. I don't think we need more. Some scrap tools, and that's it. A new expedition is now on the way. That's being done here in the expedition station for those guys here. Perfect. 2, we still have 3 explorers. Off they go. Now something else is happening. We got our first knowledge point. But knowledge points we produce in the research station with 5 people working in there. Rather slow. We can also find them in expeditions then. But for now I use the first one that we have very hardly earned. We use that for the new tech tree that we have here. So it's a new structure. We have the food and housing here. We have the resources. We have the logistics. We have the electricity, technology and defense. And then the new one, prosperity. We need to at least have 10 technologies before we can go for this one here. And my first one would be the electronics, because that opens up then the wind turbine with that electricity. Let's go ahead. It actually also costs us something, 150 wood and 150 scrap. And of course the knowledge point that we consume with that. It's going to take a while before we research that. We can also have a look at the other things that we have here. Food and housing gives me the fish feeding, so we can have fish farms. We can have sturdy houses then, and upgraded shelters if we want to. For resources we are going with the coal mine then. So in this case here we don't need then the charcoal burners anymore, which is pretty cool. We can upgrade the workshop, the tailor workshop that we have. The mining iodine we can have then, so iodine pills that we can mine with that. In the logistics we have some new warehouses there, and also the paved road that is a better way of traveling around the town. And for defense, well, the weather station is going to be very useful later on. Predict storms and when there is radiated weather coming in. Also immunity here. This is something that I really would like to have in order to prevent those outbreaks of diseases that we already had, and that goes all the way then here to the pipe system as well. Now that's the tax. It's going to take us a while, as I see. We probably will need a second research station then once we have the proper workforce again that can work for us, but right now we rather focus on surviving there still. That's on the way, so at least that's something. With that we can then also get electronics out of the scraps we need. We have still 9 radiated citizens, and as we can see we still have some medium radiation here that I should get rid of. I don't think there's any non-radiated rain coming anymore, so we definitely do need to clean up our village there from time to time, right? Even though it hurts us because it takes well, time and space, or not space really, but time essentially. So that's that. The town center is still clean. As many buildings as possible, because every building that we decontaminate is 1 citizen less that it becomes sick. The decontamination post is working, but it's only working for storage buildings like the temporary storeroom here. So we should focus on that with that. Now we have reached the house of ruin. So Chief, there is an old apartment here. Oh no, we have scouted it. All right. Another expedition will be possible here. Let's go ahead. Where do we have something interesting? Another ruin. This looks pretty big, so let's go for this one. A scout over there, and then also here a scout over there. So 1 expedition, 2 scouts. We have, by the way, 52 children. Holy cow, that's a lot of people. So now we have reached though the combined harvester.
It'd save us a ton of work at home.
All right, let's have a look at it. Look around. Maybe we still find something useful in the cockpit. Let's have a look. It was easy. We get tomato seed. Oh, very nice. For our fields, we can use tomatoes then. Sadly, there's not much to be had, but we did find an old photo of a cornfield and two people arm in arm under the seed. There are two seed kernels glued to the picture. For Sarah, for our future, is written on the photo. Too bad the two of them probably won't live to see the future anymore, but it's lucky for us. And then we have the resource canister. Let's just have a look what we might find over there. And, oh, Chief, one of us fell into the canister and seems to have sprained something. It's no piece of cake getting something back out there. Lost 25% of their health. But that's it. I think that's it, right? There's nothing else here that we could find. We got at least a seed of tomatoes. And with that, we can return home safely. Can we use this one right away? Many of our settlers are complaining of symptoms that sound like excessive levels of radiation. We have to make sure they're protected. We do have some nice protection there. Complete 3 out of the 4. Activate the filter on your water tower. Oh, that we don't have yet. But water is fine here. Level of radiation is 0 on the water tower, so why should I do that? It is consuming coal again, and speaking of coal, we're at 0 for the coal. Charcoal burner, I do need 2 more. This is getting increasingly difficult here to manage all of that. Lucky we have enough children, so more workforce is coming soon. How's it looking there with the tomato? There we have it. It takes a bit more time. Yeah, basically it's twice as strong as the bell pepper, right? But also takes twice as long. Let's go for that. Let's go for tomato. That's something new. By the way, we do have the rich food type here. So we have 9 different food types right now for our citizens. As many, well, depending on how much food we have, we can provide for our citizens, the better it is for them, the more rich it is, and also keeps or lowers the risk of outbreaks of diseases, right? So we should always keep this one rich here, and we do have rich food at the moment. What's going on, by the way, with my research? We're in the last steps of it. With that, and yeah, this radiation is seriously hurting us now. We are having high radiation in the town itself as well. And this, of course, hurts us there. 3 more settlers. Do we have any buildings? No, we don't, so I don't need any builders. I am going to reassign them. 2 of them is charcoal kiln, actually. Food-wise, it's still a bit of a problem there. So let's go for more hunters. Herbalists for the medicine that we need. And then refiner, 1 more. Ah, very good. And research was performed. We got the electronics now. For that, I can decide now, do I want to have one of the existing ones working on that? We are, I think, pretty full on metal. So let's have at least one of them working on electronics here, right? So he will now produce electronics out of the scrap that we find. And with that, we can then, once we have researched it, get the first electricity buildings on the way. Now, meanwhile, 11 settlers, became adults, so we have lots of workforce to reassign now. Some gatherers, some hunters, they're very important. Herders is actually pretty low, all right. That's, yeah, almost all of the people that we had. Tools, yeah, let's have 2 more technicians there. And tailor is actually full. Researcher is full. Medic is full. Medic is not full, but we don't need anyone there. But I definitely do need more wood, so let's go into forester. Ooh. Alright, the expedition has returned and we have found also storage depot here. Let's go for that right away. We do need a charcoal burner badge. And we don't have that, really. Very strange. I do have some charcoal burners. Alright, let's use some 3 citizens on that. Give us 8 action points. Give me some scrap tools. Metal tools are needed. At least that we have. Right. And settler badge. We also don't have that. Let's start the expedition. That's something, and I might also scout the existing ones. So there we have something here, and there we have something here. That looks like a shelter or something like that. Okay, so meanwhile, lots of people grow up. So we have 27 homeless citizens right now. So that gives me the opportunity of building another shelter, or actually the necessity. Before I build that though, let's finally also have our big market now in this area, right? So right here in the center, I would like to have my market surrounding a lot of people then that can go to it. There we have it, beautiful. And around it, like so. And I might actually have a little park here or something like that. I guess. let's keep this area available for now. And then, well, we do have room again for more buildings. That would be a shelter that we probably have over here somewhere. There's still a well that I would like to move as well. Actually, we can, I think, destroy the well. I don't think we're going to need this one anymore. Water is really stable. Instead, let's have some cabins here. And probably also some bigger roads there again. Yeah, here. Have a bigger road here so it doesn't look so claustrophobic around the market area in general, right? So definitely something like that to keep in mind. That's actually, wait a second. They are much better. So here we have a double road actually that goes then all the way over there to keep a bit of a structure there in the village. And here we can then have more cabins again that are going to be houses then at some point, better houses overall. So there's another one. There's another one and probably a third one. Right, and then a shelter also for more people at once. This one, yeah, perhaps a bit further outside here, where we have already more space now coming up, as we can see. So this is all going to be quite full from what I can see. And then we can have some more shelters here if we want to, or cabins, and then more houses here once we get rid of these buildings there. And, well, in the center of it all, a big market that takes all the resources basically in its surrounding area. Now, 6 more citizens. Let's actually have them as builders, most of them. And then we just check once again, do we have some available jobs anywhere? But at the moment, it's looking rather full. That's good to see. We might go for a second research base then here soon as well. Let's actually push 2 into water carriers and 1 into builder then, so all of them can build those things. Radiations, yeah, the cleanup is really showing off. So as we can see, the high levels of radiation are going a bit away there again. Down here we still have some, but it's fine, and that it dramatically improves the health of citizens again. My expedition has arrived. Compared to the other ruins, this one's pretty much a wreck. The whole depot will probably collapse anytime. So there we have the storage depot. Let's have a look inside. We have storage depot, second container and first container. Let's go for the storage depot itself. Settler badge. Some of the explorers receive the explorer badge. That's it. We get a positive effect. 15 wood, some liquor there. Then we continue to the second container over here. Some badges there again. All right, and then the first container, 88 coal, and I think that's the end of it. Yeah. Not very good, actually. Let's just put this one full. Oh, we cannot take everything here. I think the liquor. Lots of wood. 200 there. Let's use the remaining on the coal. I think coal is a bit more important right now. Perfect. Let's get home there. Now that wasn't so bad. And yes, we got another knowledge point. I would like to use this on the wind turbine. Generates electricity on a lasting basis, thus supplying buildings connected to the power grid. Small distances between them reduce the efficiency. Perfect. Let's build it. Let's research it actually. It needs 18 electronics. We have 12 at this point. So yeah, I would really like to go ahead and also boost our recycler production there a bit. So we do have some more space here that I can use. And then probably also here a bit more, right, in this alley. So 4 more here. Let's make it 5 more in total that are working now here. It's a bit messy looking, very hard to see really where we should be having the road. There is the road, and this goes then on the other side of this one, right? And then in here again, and there's already the other road coming that we can finish here as well. So this is a big double road there once again for the structure, and there is another smaller one. Perfect. There we have that. And this is now giving us a few more recyclers. We are going to have the people for that soon, because we need more cloth still. Even though radiation protection and tools are looking really good at the moment, of course, I don't want it to drop again to 0. The market has been finished at this point. A beautiful big building. Add some storage there as well. Let's add some 3 logisticians to that, right? So they are working on this one, on the market, and this one is providing then everyone with some products. So market is supplied exclusively by logisticians and serves as a transit hub for shipments of resources. The storage capacity for the resources can be precisely specified to make them available to neighboring production sites or to meet settlers' needs. Settlers can visit the market to boost their confidence. So another very good boost here, and of course kind of like serves as a central hub for everything that is around it. And people can also go there to get their food and stuff like that. By the way, for food, we also have those food stations that we can then have. Like here, for example, I can already see that we're going to need this one here, for example, because of course here we're going to have more houses at some point that I can add them. But that's for later. The new buildings are up and ready for action. People complaining about symptoms are being treated, and a few of them were able to be saved in time before the damage was irreversible. You saved those people, Chief. We're deeply indebted to you forever. We get some cloth, some protections, and met some out of that. So that was another task. I think that was the epidemic task that we had. Community and living. This one here I will not be able to finish because of the hard liquor. I can't produce that yet. We don't have the crops for it, like potato or something like that, or for hard liquor basically. But I'm still trying my best there. The tomatoes, a huge tomato harvest is coming in, as we can see. This should boost it quite a bit. We have 6 people available there right now. Water carrier, farmer. Yeah, very good. Not that many people are dying right now, which is always a good thing for a settlement, I guess. Those cabins have been finished. We still have 28 homeless. I will just build a second shelter then right here as well. Right next to the other one. I guess that's the only option that we have here, because housing really looks a bit bad. Oh, wait a second. Let's have that shelter here. I think that's better. I would like to go for another expedition. House ruins over there looks promising. Let's have a look. We have the badge available for that. We have then the right tools, and we have... Oh, wait a second. Metal tools, right? It wants... Yes, metal tools. And of course, we're getting a few of them here. So 3. Let's make it 4 this time. Let's also add some 8 action points to that. We have the tools. Let's start the expedition. Or a new ruin. My smithies are working relentlessly here, tirelessly. Problem is, tools is still going down. So what I can see is we're at 58 tools now only. I've moved 2 more to technicians, but I think we might need to get another workshop up here as well. So let's do this as long as we still have some time to act on that. Here we have the space for it. Lucky in this little corner. I could... with just 1. I can't do that. Alright, then I'm going to get rid of this road there, so I can squeeze in 2 of those UC workshops. So here, let's get rid of that. Then we can... Yep. Or we could actually also do it like that. Do it like that. Right, so 2 more workshops coming up. And with them... For some reason I cannot build this one. Alright, we have to build it like that. But that's still working. 2 more of them for the tools. The water is really going down at this point. Let's assign 2 more water carriers. Of course, the lake is also gone. So just to make sure, let's have some more wells then as well. Rainwater collector is really not collecting a lot of water, so I'm not building that many of them anymore. But we can have another well out here. And probably here somewhere too. Beside the fields. Down here we have one. Here by the cemetery we have one. But over here we can still build another one. And then probably a 3rd one here at the end of the industry district. Lots of construction. Let's add a few more builders. The refiners. Oh, the refiners are finished. We're going to assign now cloth. Let's also get some metal and 1 more electronics. Right? And then we're going to have them assigned to that. So produce me something. Scrap is really full. I'm glad to see that. Oh, and we also get a sandstorm. The first one. Took us quite some time. And as we can see, quite devastating. We can actually also see it on the map. And yes, it is damaging buildings. Right, so a lot of buildings are being damaged now, as we can see. Of course, that was exactly what was needed, right? Oncoming sandstorm slows your settlers down, redistributes radiation and damages buildings. How's radiation looking now? Not that much different. Perfect, at least that's something. As it's going away again. And is it true? We have another epidemic. Once again. Can't believe that. The medical facility is full right away. We have enough medication this time though, so we should be better prepared for what's to come. Still, this was pretty harsh. And the water is not looking good. Food at least is looking better. I think we are going to lose quite a lot of people again. We are over 200 now, at least that is something. Settlement is still kind of stable. I can reduce the amount of builders now, and let's assign a couple of them to the wells then that we have. Also down here, refiner 2 more that I can have, and technicians once the workshops have been built. The next shelter is coming up. We definitely do need that. Housing is already rather bad looking. So 25, and there's another shelter then here as well. Material-wise, the scraps is down, 300 still in store. And the wind turbine has been researched. With this, we open up electricity then as well. Perfect. And we can boost our industry with that a bit. Oh, the scraps. All of a sudden, it's down and gone. We had so much scrap. This one still has something, right? Yeah, I will need another scrap collector. And by the way, this whole mess of a recycling area is going to be totally destroyed then once we have the refinery. But that is a big research that we just don't have yet. Where should we have the scrap collector? Do we have scrap? Yeah, we have some ruins there and here. So I can actually have another one then just in this area. Very good. It supplies then all these recyclers there. Food is down, water is down, everything is down. It's getting a bit harsh again after a brief respite that we had. Brief break that we had. It's getting a bit more dangerous again. Stay tuned.